We've all been there. You finish a satisfying lunch or a heavy dinner, and within 20 minutes, the food coma hits. Your eyelids get heavy, your stomach feels like a lead weight, and your productivity plummets to zero. Most of us reach for a second cup of coffee, or, worse, we lie down. But what if I told you that there is a biological cheat code sitting right outside your front door? It costs nothing, requires no gym clothes, and takes less than 15 minutes. Walking after a meal is one of the most underrated health interventions in existence. In some cultures, like the Italian passeggiata, it's a foundational part of life. In the modern West, we've forgotten it. Today, we are diving deep into the science of movement. We aren't just talking about getting your steps in. We are talking about 10 specific physiological transformations that happen inside your body the moment you lace up your shoes after eating. If you want to fix your digestion, stabilize your energy, and protect your long-term health, this is the most important habit you will ever build. Here are the 10 things that change when you start walking after meals. Let's start with the heavy hitter, glucose management. When you eat, especially carbohydrates, your body breaks them down into glucose, sugar, which enters your bloodstream. To manage this, your pancreas releases insulin to usher that sugar into your cells. If you remain sedentary after eating, that glucose levels spike. Frequent spikes lead to insulin resistance, weight gain, and eventually, type 2 diabetes. However, when you walk, your skeletal muscles, the largest consumers of glucose in the body, begin to contract. These contractions allow your muscles to take up glucose without needing extra insulin. Studies published in journals like Sports Medicine show that even a 2 to 5 minute walk significantly blunts blood sugar spikes compared to sitting. You are essentially clearing the traffic jam in your arteries before it even starts. Have you ever felt like your food is just sitting there? Digestion is a mechanical process called peristalsis, the wave-like muscle contractions that move food through the GI tract. When you sit or lie down, this process slows down. Gravity isn't helping you, and blood flow is concentrated in your core, but lacks the pump of movement. Walking increases blood flow to the digestive system and stimulates the smooth muscles of the gut. This accelerates gastric emptying. Research suggests that walking can reduce the time it takes for food to move from the stomach to the small intestine, significantly reducing that uncomfortable, distended feeling and gas buildup. For those who suffer from acid reflux or GERD, gastroesophageal reflux disease, the post-meal period is a danger zone. Lying down after eating allows stomach acid to escape back up into the esophagus. By walking, you are keeping your body in an upright, vertical position. Combined with the accelerated digestion we just mentioned, this ensures that stomach contents move downward rather than upward. It is a physical solution to a physical problem. Over time, many people find they can reduce their reliance on antacids simply by refusing to sit down for 15 minutes after dinner. Most people think weight loss only happens during a grueling 60-minute HIIT session. That's a mistake. A massive portion of your daily calorie burn comes from NEAT, Non-Exercise Activity Thermogenesis. These are the small movements you do throughout the day. By walking after 3 meals a day for 15 minutes each, you add 45 minutes of low-intensity movement to your day. Over a week, that's over 5 hours of extra activity. This burns a significant amount of passive calories without increasing your appetite, which often happens after high-intensity exercise. It keeps your metabolic rate humming instead of letting it drop into hibernation mode after a meal. This is a fascinating one. Walking doesn't just burn calories, it changes your brain's relationship with food. Movement helps regulate ghrelin, the hunger hormone, and leptin, the satiety hormone. When you sit after eating, your body's signaling can get crossed, leading to false hunger or cravings for dessert. A post-meal walk suppresses the urge for that sugar hit. You'll find that the need for a cookie or a soda after lunch simply evaporates because your brain is receiving signals of movement-based satisfaction rather than sugar-based reward. Why do we get sleepy after eating? It's often the result of a rapid drop in blood sugar following a massive spike, the crash. By walking, you smooth out that curve. Instead of a mountain peak and a valley, you get a gentle hill. This provides a steady, sustained stream of energy to your brain. If you're a student or a professional, a 15-minute walk after lunch is more effective for focus than an espresso. It increases circulation to the prefrontal cortex, the area of your brain responsible for executive function and decision-making. Your heart loves a post-meal walk. After eating, blood flow increases to the gut to aid digestion. This can actually cause a slight, temporary increase in heart rate. Gentle walking helps the peripheral veins in your legs pump blood back up to the heart, the skeletal muscle pump, which reduces the total peripheral resistance your heart has to work against. Long-term studies have shown that consistent, short walks after meals can lead to a sustained reduction in systolic and diastolic blood pressure. You are essentially massaging your vascular system from the inside out. We live in a high-stress world. Often, we eat while stressed, which puts our body into sympathetic, fight or flight mode. For optimal digestion, we need to be in parasympathetic, rest and digest mode. Walking, especially if done outdoors, lowers cortisol levels. This shift in the nervous system allows your body to prioritize the complex chemical breakdown of food. It acts as a mental circuit breaker, allowing you to process the stress of your morning before you tackle your afternoon. You might wonder, how does a walk at 1 p.m. help me sleep at 10 p.m.? It's all about the light and the movement. If you walk outside, the exposure to natural light helps calibrate your internal clock. More importantly, a post-dinner walk prevents the heavy stomach insomnia. Digestion is an active process that generates heat. If your body is struggling to digest a heavy meal while you're in bed, your core temperature stays too high for deep sleep. By moving after dinner, you finish the heavy lifting of digestion before your head hits the pillow, leading to deeper REM cycles and less tossing and turning. This is the most important long-term benefit. Every time you walk after a meal, you are teaching your cells to be more sensitive to insulin. Over months and years, this reduces your risk of metabolic syndrome, fatty liver disease, and systemic inflammation. Inflammation is the root of almost every modern chronic disease. By managing your blood sugar and movement daily, you are keeping systemic inflammation at bay. You aren't just losing weight, you are adding healthy years to your life.